The internet's treatment of Hannah should be studied. In fact, I believe that any woman's hatred of Hannah is a good litmus test for her own internalized misogyny. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me, because a lot of y'all hate her. Some of you who love me hate her. I don't care about her. I really don't. There's some questions I want you to ask yourself if you really hate her and she triggers you and you think she's a narcissist. Maybe she is. She could be. I don't care. I saw a lot of people who really liked Marissa hate her now because she defended Hannah. So something about Hannah really triggers people, and I think I know what it is. Before I continue, before you tap some nonsense in my comments, I literally don't care about her. I don't know her. She could be the biggest piece of garbage on earth. But we could learn a lot from Hannah in terms of how she views marriage, how she calls men out on their crap. Maybe not how. She's a little harsh. She literally has apologized for that. Like, it admits it again and 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 again, but it's never enough because people don't like her tone. You know who else's tone people don't like? Mine! They hate mine. I promise I'm going to connect some dots here, but you guys stick with me before you tap, Melanie, Hannah, narcissist trigger. I get comments like this every single day, and thank God I have not given up, because the way women hurt my feelings every freaking day on this app. I like your channel, but sometimes screaming into the microphone all the time is like nails on a chalkboard. Your videos would be so easier to listen to if you spoke in a bit softer voice. Just whisper, because that's what good girls do. No, I will not. In fact, when I get messages like this, it makes me want to scream. It makes me want to use all my instruments. And I know some of y'all are neurodivergent. So am I. But you know what I would never do is tap a bunch of nonsense on someone's page, especially a woman's page, and be like, can you stop doing those things for me? The one person in the world who doesn't like it? Will you change who you are for me? That is bullying, just in case. A lot of people do this. They don't even realize you are bullying. You are policing me. You are tone policing me. And I don't know, that reminds me of, in its most extreme version, the Taliban and what they're doing right now. Shut up, women. You can't even talk. We don't want to hear your voice. Talk softer or nothing. Now, I actually screenshot every ridiculous comment people leave. I also screenshot some of my favorites. So those of you who say things that really, like literally help give me the courage to keep going on, because so much nonsense is said to me, mostly by women. I mean, I love women, and women are the majority of my followers, but some of y'all need to heal your stuff, because the way you want to police me is exactly the way you want to police Hannah. This comment was like, I don't know, 8 months ago, and I think about it every freaking day. I hate that. I hate that this lives rent-free in my head. I really don't like for her that she's over there looking like a grandma. I would like to see them in a photo of her looking dressed up, and people are complimenting him, blah, 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 blah. This was the photo. I just post the photo of us getting moderators to help me with some of this hate. And I don't know, apparently I look like a grandma. I didn't think this was the best picture, but I didn't think I looked like a grandma. I got this one recently that was so unbelievably cruel, but trying to be helpful. Here's something. And I used to do this, not like this, but I used to give unsolicited advice. If you give unsolicited feedback and advice that no one asked for, you might want to look into codependency. Just saying. My feedback is without malice intent. But your views and arguments are important. I agree with 99, but I respect of the delivery. If you tone down the screaming and the manic mannerisms, it would be possible for me and others who find it too intense and triggering. I trigger you. Hannah triggers some of y'all too. Sorry. Y'all trigger me with this. Other fans will find it too intense to increase your credibility, enable. I don't need to increase my credibility. You know what? I am a journalist with a very impressive profile. Go Google me. Google me. I've been doing this for 20 years. This is literally how I've talked all along. And if I have to tone, there's a reason why I did not become a news broadcaster on NBC or one of those things. I respect those people, but that's not me. I can't talk like that because I'm too crazy. There's a lot of people who respect my work, even though I use dumb instruments and puppets and crazy stuff, because that's me. That's who I am. I'm not changing for men, and I'm not changing for women who center men, but don't realize they do. Mm-hmm. You know, it's all because, you know, they're trying to help me get this to a larger audience. You know, you're like the segments with your moderate theatrical delivery and care. It's entertaining. Hey, I do yoga, jogging, alpine, whatever. So I'm covering your name because usually I block people who do this. I did not block you from commenting, but don't ever do this again, because you are doing patriarchy to me. You don't realize, but you're doing patriarchy to me. Every woman who says, I screech, I get that every day. Every day. At least one woman tells me I screech too much. I don't even know what that means. Is it, what is it? Do I sound like a donkey? I'm going to read this tweet that I saw today. And it was a response to this, because apparently this woman is talking crap about, of all people, Cassie, the person we should be thankful to, who kicked open the door so that this dude who's been preying on children can go down. Okay. Patriarchy is a system sustained by both men and women. Men use their gender to enact violence, and they rely on delusions to continue the cycle of abuse. And women, whose lives are built around being special for men, will harm other women to maintain the status quo. When women tell me, shh, can you just that's what you're doing. Get in line, but that's what you're saying. And here's the thing. The reason why I know this, Dog break. I'm not going to touch him because I think he's actually asleep. Oh, he is. Oh, I'm sorry. The reason why I know this is because I used to really not like schmegly empowered women. I hated them. I didn't know why, but I just didn't like them. I was jealous. That's what it is. I was jealous that those people seem to not be full of shame and guilt, and maybe not all the sexual trauma that I had, maybe so. But they weren't playing by the rules that I was taught I had to play by, and it wasn't fair. They're not playing the same rules. Play the rules. Every time you tell me to shut up or change my voice or change something, change my hair, y'all give me all kinds of advice about my looks that really make me paranoid, but whatever. It's part of being a woman on the internet. I literally never thought about any of these things. The color of my hair. I mean, y'all have so many things to say about me. Next time you want to tap some unsolicited advice about something I should change for you to make you more comfortable, unless I'm literally doing something super offensive and wrong, absolutely call me out for that. But if it just makes you uncomfortable, because it's about my voice or presentation or looks or whatever, I need you to pause and go, why do I feel the need to do that? Could I be projecting something onto her that really needs to be healed in me? That will change your life. Pause. And instead of policing women and being a foot soldier for the patriarchy like we've all been taught to do, pause. Why do I feel the need to do this? Go journal, whatever. Now, before I get in some of my favorite comments that have been left on my page, then get into more about Hannah and how this all ties to Hannah, I just want to say, I learned so much from, I don't get to read all the comments, but this one made me go, actually, this person often shares great comments. This one just blew my mind. This is spot on. Hannah also shows how society is only comfortable with women as an object of pity. The more harmed, the better. Hannah did what it takes to not be a victim. She asserted herself, was savvy, took notes, questioned, and pushed back drew in supportive allies, was independent, and ultimately got out. And instead of rewarding that, viewers are upset with her not playing her role of endlessly trusting and kind woman until she inevitably gets played. In which case, only then will viewers extend empathy to her. We are so comfortable with the narrative of poor, sweet girl. She did not deserve to be duped like that. She was nothing but nice. Suffering of women is peak entertainment, and it's what the viewers want. And I think so many are upset with Hannah for denying them the pleasure of watching her get duped. Is that why we hate her so? Well, I won't say we. Is that why women hate her so much? She didn't get played. We have all been played. Anyone who dates men has been played. Some of us played so hard we almost died. Some, not as much. But every woman I know has been played by a man. Every single one. And even if you don't date men, even if you don't date these dudes, has gotten played by, I don't know, donating to Lieutenant Dan, the man at the hurricane, who ended up, I don't know, had been charged with burning a woman alive. Oopsie, I thought he was just a sweet old man. Getting played by the guy friend who you thought, was safe, and then all of a sudden he wants to fork you. Getting played by your brother, maybe. Or like Caroline, the daughter of Dominique Pellico, who literally had her dad taking photos of her while she was drugged in someone else's underwear and posting it on the internet, among other things. Every woman has been harmed by a man. Every single woman I know has been harmed by a man. And any femme, and all of us have been played by a man. And what we hate about Hannah is she didn't. Jealousy. Feel connected to women who get played too. And that makes sense. But so does this. So many comments on my page were like this. I really like your videos and watch them all the time, but your inability to hold terrible women accountable is so disingenuous. I know your content is to speak from an empowering women perspective, and don't get me wrong. Nick is an incompetent child, but Hannah was nasty to him, and you're making excuses for her just so you don't have to hold a woman accountable. Hold a woman accountable is not fair. It's not fair. You have held Hannah's insulting, disrespectful, demeaning, and contemptuous behavior without fault when that is not right. You call it her reacting, but that's just unfair justification. We need to be honest. I heard something like this from so many women, but this was a man who wrote, I blocked you from commenting anymore. Like, you can comment, but I'll never see them again. And I love that you watch my channel, but don't ever do this, because that's what gets people blocked. I love it when men follow me, but when you start doing stuff like this, I'm like, I don't feel safe with you on my page commenting, because you're doing this to me. You're going to do it to the other women on my page who comment. I got a lot of comments like this that were like, oh, thank God. Because I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time on Reddit, and I don't watch that much content because I spend literally all day making it. So I had no idea how bad it was. But apparently, pretty much every woman online, with the exception of a few, hate this woman. You're honestly one of the rare content creators I've seen actually see through Nick. Hannah is definitely not perfect with her delivery sometimes. I know. She keeps saying, I'm sorry, and admitting to this. But she clocked him immediately. She was never wrong about him. It's sad and disheartening seeing women on the internet defend him because he acts like he's not threatening. And that's exactly what's wrong with him. He is threatening. He is him and Garrett and all these dudes who go fly under the radar because they never say anything bad. They never say anything bad. They're a nice guy. When you watch videos on TikTok, endless videos of wives who are like, show all the ways their husbands are being weaponized incompetence, who their husbands clearly hate them. If you see that like suspect blah blah blah, that trend that's going on TikTok where like husbands and wives talk about like say terrible things, the things that the men say, like these couples that hate each other, and especially men who hate their wives, Nick is that man. That's exactly what would happen if those two got married. I love that. I'm gonna move on to like other stuff about Hannah in a minute. I'm Hannah. I love the way she sat there and owned everything and took the criticism like a champ. She's a very confident young woman with the right guy, she's going to sit back, relax, and just be fine. Nick was a mess, and she was at her wit's end with him. There are so many tweets. So many people. Hannah's a bully. Hannah's a narcissist. Hannah's a bully. Hannah's a bully. She's abusive. Okay. Y'all, God, I don't. And, you really got to question yourself. If you just love one, like, mediocre, like, Nick isn't even hot. I can't believe y'all care. Like, not y'all. Most of y'all probably don't think this. I don't know. But this dude is not even hot. He literally lives in his parents' basement. He can't boil water. He is full of crap. He won't clean. He won't do any of the things that he says he's going to do. He literally acts like a child. He is a king baby, and we just see, like, little moments of. He flirts with other women in front of him. Definitely wanted to hook up with her best friend on the show. What's her butt? What's her face? Katie. Did a whole video about Katie. If you see all the women protecting one woman, and y'all don't see that maybe he's the problem? You think now all of them are bullies? Or is it possible they saw some stuff and heard some stuff, like they're saying, from their partners? Like, come on, y'all. I love that Monica was like, that's why I'm protective of Hannah, because there was a lot of other things happening. It clearly explained why she would feel insecure in her relationship. And she has admitted that she is insecure. But when you have a woman who is that insecure, and you have a man who is literally lying to her face, saying he's going to do, pasta with salmon and all these things, and then literally doesn't know how to boil water, even though he claims he's going to cook for her. And then when he finally does boil water, he's like, what's the temperature? How much water? Ask her like 15 questions so that it's easier for her to do it. That is literally the beginning of a super exploitive, weaponized incompetence, king baby relationship. He's all like, the women are getting on me. I don't talk to the women. I never told Steven how I felt about Hannah. So they asked Steve. And even though all these men were protecting, doing the bro code, the fact these men even like each other and hang out with each other actually makes sense. It actually makes sense. That's another reason why I don't like you, Garrett. And Garrett shut down this conversation. I personally feel like this conversation is extremely immature. I just did a whole hour-long breakdown on Garrett and how much that dude is a liar and sucks. Go watch it on YouTube or parts of it on TikTok, wherever you're watching that. They had to even school him about why, these are important things we have to talk about, Garrett. The married women on this show, both of them, I think, really ended up with dudes that are terrible. They disappointed me. Taylor, come on, stand up. Stand up. You should have turned to him and say, hey, bro. She stood by her man. And then Ashley and Tyler, y'all are like doing what married women do. Now, is it single women are the only women who are defending everybody? Monica's like, it's uncomfortable, bro, but it's things that we have to talk about. And I love that Marissa's like, it's not that it's immature, Garrett. I still love Marissa. She's one of my favorites. Hannah is getting him on the internet. Yeah, Hannah wasn't meant to Nick. And I'm sorry and as her best friend, I'm sorry that she was like that. And, she should not. She's been mean to me, his room to grow. And literally, they've been talking the whole internet has been talking about Hannah's delivery. Yes, she is a little too direct sometimes. What's so funny is if she was like, I don't know, ADHD or autistic, people would be like, yeah, I don't know, maybe she is. Marissa has ADHD, which is one reason why she was touched out and has all this God. I've already talked about Marissa so much. The fact that Ramses is like, you're too much energy. To say that to someone who has ADHD, wanting to touch her all the time when she has ADHD and is very sensitive to oh God. But Marissa called this man out for saying it's like y'all both were talking crap. She's holding herself accountable. You're not. And you're sitting here like this golden retriever puppy, and we don't want people to buy it. All the women were trying to prove he's not a golden retriever puppy, and that Hannah was pretty justified in what she was saying. Maybe not how she was saying it. Maybe she took it a little too far sometimes, but what she was saying, pretty much all of it was true. And they hate her for it. And Monica was like, you told Steven, and Steven told me. And he was like, yep. Although these men are all cowards. Rams finally stood up because Marissa pressured him enough. God, it was so worthless on that stage live. He didn't take accountability either, honestly. They all know what he said. And he's like, no. I could do a whole video about all the things. This dude, Hannah even has receipts. But women are like, God, what a boy. But the reason why they came to her defense is because women, like, they've been reading all this stuff. I wish Hannah would see my videos. That there's somebody who doesn't hate her, or a woman who doesn't hate her. Of course, men are going to hate her. But the fact that most women can't stand her, I find that very telling of how far we have to go to unpack our internalized misogyny. You don't have to like her, but if you really hate her, why? Why? And like I said in my video yesterday on Garrett, all these men will not convince me. I mean, we know that all the people go on the show to get famous a little bit. Maybe some of them are looking for a relationship, but of course all of them know that they're probably going to have an Instagram account and be famous. You will not convince me that any of these men don't go on here, or at least 99% of them, because they know women watch this show. Men are not watching this show. Cishet men, at least, are usually not watching this show unless they are evolved and deconstructing, and they like. So one of people who follows me says that her and her husband watch this as teachable moments to deconstruct page, and I love that. I love that. But almost all the millions of people who watch this are women. Who do you think is following Nick on Instagram? All 79.7 thousand followers? How many of those do you think are women? How many men do you think are following Nick Dorka, the real estate agent? Come on, be for. So if you just go and check out his account. I did right after the reunion last night just to see what the comments were. And literally, I just screenshotted the first set of comments that came up. All of them hate Hannah. So graceful. Asking people to be kinder to Hannah. Only for her to turn around and attack you. God, y'all are so, like, women who say this are so easily duped. You're a king. Oh my God. Stop saying this to men. Even men who you really think are genuine, don't say this to them. God, you're creating a monster. He already thinks he's a king because of patriarchy. Even if he's like, I don't really deserve this because I'm kind of ugly or whatever. I'm not saying Nick is ugly, although I don't find him attractive at all. But any man who's like, well, I don't know, like, I don't know these things. But I'm told I am the prize. And I have the more power and money, and I'm better than women. So, I don't know, maybe she's right. This is how you get Inchmel. This is revenge of the nerd. This is literally why women are suffering so much. Is y'all will be like, oh my God, I'll go with me to you for very valid reasons. Haters gonna hate ya, king. We wanted to jump through the screen to have your back. Hold your head high. Heart you, Nikki D. I want to touch you at the reunion. I'm so sorry. Love you, king. Don't worry, you're not wrong about her being a grenade, considering she said so much worse about you. Is out there making fun of you. And my most famous love is one. You deserve Hannah treatment. You had too much grace. Y'all, do you understand how men manipulate us? The nice guy, the guy who is just so great. And behind closed doors, he's a nightmare. I don't know how to water. You can never make me hate you. Okay. Y'all, the comments are almost all like this. Imagine what this is doing to his Nikki D ego. How is Nick the one being attacked? She is just disrespectful. I guess she needs a taste of her own medicine. We got your back. Everyone who's ganging up on you. Who is ganging up on this man? I'm one of the only people I know who is like dragging this man so hard. I don't know. Maybe there's others. Tell me, where are my people? Where are my people? Because even people who follow me and love my work say a lot of crap about Hannah in my comments. You're wrong. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but like, you can never make me hate you. This. As a mom and a wife, this was hard to watch. Hannah's behavior was disgusting, disrespectful. It was painful to see her nonstop put you down. You don't deserve that. You're enough. And your respect is powerful. I wish you so much. You know what? They're all doing what Katie did. Go watch my Katie video. Katie. Everybody loved Katie because she was like building up this king's ego and just gave him one little piece of advice at the end. But it was like, oh my God, you are so deep. All this stuff, I'm like, who are you talking about? What do you mean deep? This dude is like, duh, way too good for her. Don't you, Nick? And so does America. Yo, you dodged a bullet. It's hard for me to watch those scenes. No woman should ever put it down like that to make themselves feel bad. As if men don't do that all the time. She doesn't deserve. Okay, let me tell you something about men and respect. And I actually learned this from, women, but also men who are deconstructing patriarchy. Jay Fisher is one of my mutuals. Him and his wife, Jamie, do really great content about deconstructing patriarchy. They grew up in evangelical Church of Christ. They have been working on this stuff for a long time, and they share their process with us. And one of the things he talks about a lot is how he thought that no matter what, a woman should talk to him with respect, because that's what the church teaches him. And this is what I saw with Tim. Tim. I don't know if I have energy to do a video on Tim, but the way he was constantly felt disrespected by Alex. So many men feel disrespected when a woman doesn't soften her voice like this, the way y'all want me to soften my voice. Men feel disrespected if we challenge them, or if we don't, bend ourselves into a pretzel to make them, to control the neck. Right? I mean, literally, I grew up in the South around white women. That's what we do best. Manipulate men into making them think it's their idea, even though we're literally the puppet holder. But then they also kill us and don't give us money. So we really aren't the puppet masters, whatever. And if you don't believe me on this voice thing, think about baby voice. You know how a lot of us are taught to talk like this? Now, if you naturally talk that way, fine. But let me tell you something. A lot of women in the South, white women in the South, talk like this. Oh my God. Baby. I don't know if I ever used to talk like that. I probably did. But all I know is the more authentic I get, the more I don't, or the less I care about what men think, the more my voice is just whatever I want it to be. Fork men who want me to be soft and baby. Just listen to a woman when she talks to a man and she has to give him hard advice. Whether it's at work, at home, whatever. Literally become moms. Or babies, white women especially, infantilize ourselves whenever we're in trouble or whatever. But we change our voice to accommodate somebody. And it's usually the ego of men. So when women come on here and tell me or Hannah or my mutuals or any women who are out public like this to change something because they don't like it makes them uncomfortable, I want you to question that. Why? Why is it so important to you that I change to make you comfortable? Why do I make you so uncomfortable? Every time I find myself having an issue with a woman, maybe not every time, but most of the times I have an issue with a woman, it's either internalized misogyny / jealousy / projection, or I'm just having a bad day and it makes me feel good to think bad about someone else. And then I catch myself and I'm like, oh my God, that was a bitchy thing to think. And when you know that you're really on a different path and it's baby steps, we're all on this path. When I met my best friend Liz, the first thing that I thought when I saw her, it was at a river event. We met each other in New Mexico as raft guy. And I remember looking over her and I hated her because she was so confident and so joyful and fun, but so confident. And I was like, who's this bitch, right? And then we ended up meeting her. I ended up meeting her and talking to her and I was like, oh, she's cool. And I remember being like, oh my God. I almost missed a 20-year friendship with my best friend because I didn't like her because I wanted what she had and I was afraid. I was very shy. She is very direct. She is very confident. Most men can't stand her and women hate her. Women are the bane of her existence. Not all of them, but at work and a lot of times women are so angry that she will not stay in line. So I've learned a lot about internalized misogyny by seeing how hard they are on her because she's honest and direct and confident, and it makes a lot of women so upset. I hope you understand that I get it. And I also know that a lot of times people really want to be doing stuff and they're jealous that people are out there doing this and they're too scared to, so then they'll tear someone down. This is human nature too, but a lot of it's patriarchy. Because if you don't believe that women hate Hannah, all her comments look like this. Pure evil incarnate. Even at the reunion, you're so disgusting. Vomit. Red flag. Even the snake emoji. Come on. Why do you think that is? It's okay if you don't like Hannah. We're not supposed to like everybody. It may have nothing to do with patriarchy. You may just don't like her. You maybe just don't like me. That's okay. Anyway, let me know if you heard the comment song. Comment song. The comment song. Most weird position edition. Comment. Write your comments about whatever, unless you're being a jerk. Hey, comment. This is where I show weird photos, random cute ones too. Or sometimes not. Look at his tooth. Oh, comment song. He looks scared all the time, I swear. You'd think he was terrorized. Actually, he keeps me hostage with that cute face. Please don't leave me. Comment song is ending soon. Comment song ending soon. Let me know if you heard this. Thanks for watching. And the comment song. Et voila!